Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namo. Now we will discuss our general characteristics of Vijnanvada and its philosophy. We would like to try to understand the consciousness are coming from where and how and what kind of acts are doing the consciousness. So for that we have to take the process of consciousness. First of all, world is divided into two: internal world, where mind and function of mind is here, means nama, and rupa is divided as an external world, means five kinds of primary elements, five sensory organs and five sensations. Means nama and rupa in internal world and nama and rupa is also in the external world. But when we are saying in difference as a internal as a external, that internal world is only the name of consciousness and external world is the physical entities. So physical entities means primary elements, and five organs are made by these primary elements, and from the five elements, the five kind of sensations we are getting. So from the Pudgalavad we have come in the Skandhavad, and now we are discussing about the Vijnanvada's consciousness. So Buddhism in general, they believe in the two process of knowledge, means two channel of knowledge. One is perception and another is inference. So we will try to explain first the perception, where we are getting the sensation. Means we are giving the example first from the neo-Vaisheshik systems, where they are giving the process of knowledge as a perception. They are explaining like this: the soul is here, soul is attached to the mind as an external sensory organ, and mind is attached to the external sensory organ, means five kind of sense organs, and then sense organ is coming with contact the object of sensation, and we are getting the perceptions. Because they believe that soul is the container of perception. But any kind of knowledge is storing as a soul. But it is not the character of the soul. Therefore, knowledge is the agantuk dharma of soul. We are taking the example of neo-Vaisheshik system because neo-Vaisheshik system is a strong opponent of Buddhist. So now we can see that Buddhism are not believe in soul. So how the perceptions process will be done? Here in the early stage of the Buddhism, they believe that mind is attached to the sensory organ, external sensory organ, and it's come into the contact with the objects, and we are getting the perceptions. And perception as a knowledge is storing at in mind. We know the alay Vijnan, Monovijnan and Pravritti Vijnan all are coming from the mind. Means mind has a three kind of stage, like as the ocean. Ocean has a surface level which is called the Pravritti Vijnan. Ocean has a middle stage which is called as a Monovijnan, and ocean has a bottom stage which is called as the alloy Vijnan. Everything is storage as a alloy Vijnan, and all kind of waves are coming from the bottom stage, means inner stage, and it is reflect, the wave is reflect in the middle stage, in the medium type, and it is highest wave we perceive in the surface level of water, means pravritti Vijnan. The same thing it is happening. So all kind of knowledge is going to the storage in the alloy Vijnan, means in the container of a mind. Now we have to mention here that definitions of the perceptions is modified many times in the system of Naivaishisik, because Naivaishisik has also a development stage, means early phase of Nai is called the old Nai, and new phase is called the new Nai. So they have also modified many times for the definitions of perceptions, only for the many kind of problems has been raised by the opponents, and they are giving to the answer within their presuppositions. Therefore they have modified many times, as well as the Buddhists also modified the definitions of perception many times, and it is get its final shape in the stage of Dharmakirti. Dharmakirti added the two words here, that perception should be the kalpana praudham and abhrantam, means the perception should be the free from the mental constituent and the free from the all kind of ambiguities. Means perception is a knowledge which will be the free from imaginary, and which will be the free from the ambiguity or errorless. So two adjective has been added by the Dharmakirti regarding the perceptions definitions. So now we will see that how the sensations are coming from the external to internal. So this is the process. Means mind is come into the sensory organ, and sensory will come into the object of sensations, and we are getting the sensations. But in the stage of Vijnanvada, when the sensory organ and the object of sensation are the identical, means knowledge and object of knowledge is identical, then what will be? There will be the one kind of sensation, there will be the sensation from the external to internal, but the sensation will be I have to say, the cognition is cognized. Cognition is particularized. Cognition in cognize itself. So mind is getting the sensations by the mind from the mind, like this, because it is identical. And Dharmakirti has given you one lakshana of these elements, means physical analysis. In the context of physical analysis, he has given a one lakshana, that is the salakshana. Means external world is nothing but the salakshana. So what is the meaning of salakshana? Salakshana means the own nature. What is the meaning of own nature? Own nature means the particular elements of external world is formed as an atomic form. It is a particular. It is a particular. Particular means it is not a class of material. It is not a class of substance. It is stimulus. Stimulus means which atoms is always ready to work. Means who has a potentiality to be the produce anything. And there is the burst of energy, means ready to work. And point instance means ready to work, means which kind of atomics is mentioned here in the external world, that atom is ready to work and which has a immense potentiality to produce something. That is the Sat, means Sangvitik Sat, empirically truth. And it is also the individual and things in itself. It has given the definition of Dharmakirti. Solution is not mentioned in the early Buddhism, it is not. Solution is mentioned many times. We get many references for solution, but solution's definitions has been changed time to time. And solution definitions has been finally given by the Dharmakirti like this. The two things we have to remember: the external world is nothing but the atomic form which has an immense potentiality to produce anything and which is ready to work. This is called the selection. So this kind of selection of the atomic form of the primary elements is not visible, which is the identical with the mind. So it is the one thing. By this way we are getting the sensation, and that sensation is coming from this, from that. So the ultimately thing is that in a five skandha, Rupa is explained here, and simultaneously we are coming in the Vedana, Sangha, Samskara and Vijnana. What kind of this? We have to because it is a big chapter. We are going into the discussion in very brief. When I perceive a person as a first time, then I have got an impression about him. I cannot remember after 20 years to him. But when I am perceiving daily in a particular times or a long time, then the impressions in my mind is coming like as a sanskar. So after, mind has a three kind of nature. First, I have see something, I have perceived something, and I have a attachment to be with the object. So this is called the Vedana, means one kind of attachment is coming here, and then we are trying to get it. So it is the Sangha, and the permanent impressions, not permanent, means long impressions, means long time impressions is there in sanskara, and finally we are getting the Vijnana, which may be referred as a cognition. So like this we are getting the Vijnana by the way of perceptions, by the way of inference, and the both ways. The next questions will come. Okay, we have understand like this, but please say the external world or internal world is static or dynamic. Mean Nam and Rupa is static or dynamic. The answer from the Buddhist is, of course, that it is dynamic. So how kind of dynamic it is? We are getting two kind of theories here. The theory of non-permanent. Theory of non-permanent is become as a momentary theory, momentariness. Theory of momentariness. The early stage it was the theory of non-permanent, and later on in the Vijnanvada stage it has come as a momentary of the theory of momentariness. It is a very systematic and scientific theory. Modern sciences also do agree with this theory. And how can I apply this theory? We can apply this theory on the theory of dependent origination. So dependent origination is like that. We will express it, we will discuss it, that the momentariness means each and every nama and rupa is momentary. I mean, one moment it is produced and next moment it is destroyed. It is the theory of momentariness. But is it the continuous process? Is it is flowing by the continuous process? Yes, it is continuous process. But how kind of continuous? It has no break. the theory of dependent origination is telling us, no, it is a continuous, but discontinuous continuity it has. The theory is a continuously, but it has also the discontinuity. How we can get it? We'll discuss now. Please think that this is the alaya vijnana, means wave. This is the external world, which is the wave of alaya vijnana. Please think that this theory has been explained by the cause and effect relationship. So there is a cause, is become as effect. The cause is becoming effect, means seed is sprout and the sprout is becoming the tree. So seed is becoming the tree. So cause is becoming as effect. So how it is continuing, how it is momentarily changing? We'll try to understand. Cause is start from here and here is the effect. So cause is going to the up and again he will come down, and it is again going to up and come down because it is the continuity of the successor of cause. Santati, Karana Santati. Here is the going to Karana Santati, and upcoming, downcoming means it is the Karja Santati. So there is a moment here, there is a moment when we cannot recognize it is Karana Santati or Karja Santati. Means Karana Santati is going on here and it is coming on a Karya Santati, but in a particular moment is a smallest unit of time and it is happening in a moment, but in the mid of this time we are getting the form of a cause which is not recognized by as a cause, which is not recognized as an effect. Means here is the point where we cannot say it is a cause of santati, it is a karana santati or karya santati. Means it is dharma sunna. And here is the point where sunnavad has get a space. So sunnavad entered here this space and there explains everything as a external and internal world, means everything is a means savava sunna and dharma sunna. And this is the point where we will see the breaking, means there is the discontinuity. So every continuity has a discontinuity. The Vijnanvada has given an example here. Please suppose one thread, long thread, one point we have put in a fireball and I am moving it by my finger, and from the distance somebody says that it is a ring of fire. It is a ring of fire. But actually it is not a ring of fire, it is a ball of fire. But when it is moving, it looks like the ring of fire. So like this, everything like is the continuity, means continuity is there, means cause is becoming an effect and effect is also forming as a cause, and cause again is come as an effect and effect is becoming a cause. Like this, there is a continuity, but of course it has a discontinuity of continuity. Here is the discontinuity. It has my own diagram. We would like to understand like this. The cause is becoming effect. So there is a two kind of change. One is parivartan, another is rupantar. Means one is the changing of nama, another is the forming of rupa. Means nam and rup both are changing here. It is not that only the changing of materialistic changing, but also the changing of qualitative changing. So both changing are here, happening here, and this is the theory of dependent origination. By this theory, we can discuss Buddhism has been explained that the cause and effect relationship theory, And by this theory we can say that we are not the Satsatvad, we are not believe in the Uchedvad. Satsatvad is eternal theory, is that theory where we can believe that productions means all is completely new productions. Uchedvad means where we believe that destructions mean completely destructions. No, there is the continuity where is not the complete destructions, where is not the complete productions. Means continuity is here. Karja Santati and Karana Santati is flowing always by the wave, and there is also the discontinuity, but it has a continuity, and by this way we are getting the seed from tree and tree from seed. We cannot say that in the seed there is a tree. We cannot perceive the tree. We cannot say the tree is the seed. We cannot say the seed is the tree, but the tree within seed and tree and seed within tree. It is proved by this theory of dependent origination. So we can understand that this kind of consciousness is going on. It is not only the changeability of the namo, it is changeability of the rupo, both. So when we are talking about the internal world, there is only changing of course the consciousness, and when we are talking about the external world, of course there is the change about the rupa. But in external world is composed by the nama and rupa, and internal world is also composed by the nama rupa. So two kind of changes is here. One kind of changes is in upper level, another kind of changeability is the lower level. And the Karmavad theory is also explained by this theory of dependent origination. And if we go to the nirvana, if we want to achieve the nirvana is also giving the part of this dependent origination theory. And non-permanent to the momentary theory has come from this theory, means theory of dependent origination. So dependent origination is the theory of a very systematic scientific theory. By this way, Vijnanvadis are telling us that we are not dying and we are not living by the one extreme stage, means 70 years, 80 years or 100 years after. We are dying each and every moment. We are getting the new life, and every second of moment, the later moment. So we are living in each and every moment, and we are dying also each and every moment. So dying and living is happening in the continuous process, and it is accepted by, means it is accepted by the cellular scientists, cell scientists. They are also saying that cell is getting the new nature, new character in each and every moment, because he is lifting something and he is getting something new from the previous. So cell scientist is also accepted by this theory of dependent origination by the applications of momentariness. Okay. Now we will discuss about the another things, characteristics of the big. Consciousness is ultimate truth in the transcendental age, because without consciousness there is no other objects. Means for consciousness no need any objects. So consciousness is only the ultimate truth in the transcendental truth. In the dream, we have no need any object for getting the awfulness, auriteness or fairness. In dreams, sometimes we are worried, afraid, and we behave likewise, but without the object. So, Vijnanvadins are telling us, in dream, there is no need any object for behavior. So, in awakenness, also no need any object of the external world. If we get the consciousness, so automatically ignorance will be evaporated. Time and space questions has been raised by the Sautantric, likewise the realist, that if objects and knowledge are placed in the different time and different space, so how can I say in the dream the time and space rule is followed? Vijnanvadin given the answer, yes, in dream also the time and space rules has been followed, because in each and every time we are not dreaming the same fact or same story. So it is proved that time and space rule also has been followed in the dream also. Now we can see that the empirical world means the external world is not proved, because already it is ignored that there is no different object at all. Because if I see that I have a knowledge of blue pen, means I have a knowledge of blue, I have a knowledge of pen, I have a knowledge of blueness, I have a knowledge of penness. So, blue, pen, blueness and penness all are identical. So, there is no different at all. When we are differentiate it, means I have a ignorance, means it is my imaginations, it is my illusory knowledge. So, pen, penness, blue and blueness all are the identical. They have given the example here, if I suffer in the hepatitis B, I will see all in yellow color. But actually empirical world is not the yellow color in all. So, for my deficiency of the eyesight, I may see the two moon in the sky, but actually moon is one. So it is the eyesight defection, it is the suffering from hepatitis. So I cannot say that the real world means empirical world. Empirical world is real, because likewise the dream, likewise the hepatitis suffering, likewise the eyesight deficiency, we are perceiving partial, false, unreal. Now we are coming to the atomic contact. Atomic contact means when I have given a definitions of atom, that it is a salaksana, it is a atomic form at the external entity. So one atom may be contact with another. Is it possible? They have given no, it is not possible, because atom has a six-sided. Atom has a six side. So never be merged with six side one atom to another. If it is merged, then it is called the mixing, it is called the aggregates. So means aggregates of the atoms or amalgamations of the atoms which we perceive in the empirical world, which is the perceivable object, it is nothing but the aggregates of the atoms. So we will discuss later on in detail. Now we are coming here that the general characteristics of the Vijnanvada are given in the 10 points, has given in the 10 points. The consciousness without being any external object. Already we have got a point. Means consciousness is coming without the object. Means cognition is cognize itself. So there is no need of any object. The consciousness is self-luminous, like as the light. If my room is dark, no need to remove the darkness for anything. Only switch on the light, the darkness will be removed automatically. Because the consciousness or cognition itself is luminous, itself is revealed. No need for anything for its reveal. The consciousness is unitary because no other object is considered here. So consciousness is only and only, it is unitary, no duality is here. Object is identical with cognitions, so there is no questions of the considerations of the object as a different form of cognition. Cognition and the object is the identical. No extra mental reality is needed for the cognition. About the forms of cognition are unreal, because when we are coming in the process of cognitions, the form of the cognition is in the outside, and when the cognize it, then it left the forms, means structure, in the outside. So always the structure is in the outside and cognition in the subject of inside. So there is no questions of form of. Why I am talking about this? Because we can remember that structural knowledge. Without the structural knowledge, we cannot express my experience. It was told by the realist, utter realist, that is the naive system. But as a Buddhist, as a realist of Vijnanvada, they say that there is no questions of the determinate knowledge, means structural knowledge, because cognition is always without structure. So form of the cognition is unreal. Phenomenon of memory is cited to support the idealist position. I have to give one example. A realist are telling us that we are passing through in the desert. I am getting thirsty. So for the thirsty, I perceive a pond. I went there. I got the water. My desire, thirstiness is fulfilled. It is called the Safala Pravritti. And if it is not, it is called the Bifala Pravritti. So how can I say it is the Safala Pravritti, it is the Bifala Pravritti? By the verifications of the memories. Memory will say, means my past experience will say it is the Safala Pravritti and it is the Bifala Pravritti. They are considering it is the memory, but in Vijnanvada they are not telling actually it is the memory, it is the Alaya Vijnan. So Alaya Vijnans will verify my knowledge, which is Safala Pravritti, means Pravritti Vijnan is Safala or Bifala. So memory is plays a great role, means the Alaya Vijnan plays a great role to support the realistic position. Now we are coming in the Pramano and follow in the idealism. Pramano is an important word in idealism, particularly in the Vijnanvada. Dignago has written a text of Pramano Samuchaya. Acharya Dharmakirti has written a text of Pramano Vartigo. Means Pramana is a very important term is here. Actually, as a realist, naive system has given the world has been divided into four: the Prama, Prameya, Pramiti, and Pramana. Prama means real knowledge, Prameya means object of knowledge, Pramiti means the result or fall of knowledge, and Pramana means the process of knowledge. But Buddhist, as a Vijnanvada Buddhist, they deny the four kind of divisions of the external world. They are telling that consciousness is coming without the object, and consciousness is a follower, is a result of the process of knowledge. And they are also denying the process, because cognition is cognize itself. So there is no need any process. So only the proma is here. So proma and pramana is the same thing here. The point of 9, neither atoms nor aggregates of the atoms are real, because as the external world it is, already we have said the external world is nothing but the aggregates of the atoms, so it is also the unreal. Later on we will discuss very widely. Now the time has come for conclusion. The consciousness is non-dual. Non-dual means consciousness is ultimate truth. Consciousness has no duality. If we say the Vijnanvadin has a goal to achieve in the nirvana, now we have come to say that nirvana and consciousness is not the dual form. It is also the same form. If I realize, if I meditate in the consciousness, then already I have achieved in the nirvana. So consciousness is ultimate truth, and consciousness only we realize only in the consciousness. If we live in only consciousness, already we have achieved in nirvana. Okay, thank you.